Hi guys, this is Dr. Gonzalez, and I'm going to walk you through week 1 and the assignments that you need to do, or the assignment that you need to do, so that you'll understand a little bit more about what's going on. I usually do this for most of our assignments. If I don't, it means that the assignment's probably something pretty easy, but during week 1, we are going over the basics of non-experimental research. You had a video and some notes related to sources of information. You also had one about APA style. And you also had the basic introduction to non-experimental research. So those were the 3 topics that we covered. Sorry, I'm having a little difficulty here with the cat is trying to eat my microphone cord. I apologize. Anyway, your homework for the week, there's a couple of things. You needed to do the learning check, which is multiple choice, and it looks kind of like an exam, but it's not. So it's not given through the lockdown browser or anything. You can use your notes, but I would highly suggest that you not Google the answers or look at AI or whatever, because there's a high probability that I might pull exam questions from the learning checks. There's also a discussion question, but before you can answer the discussion question, you need to examine the PSYC 4370 topics and research questions. So let me pull that up for you real quick so that we can go over that. You're going to have to write a paper for this class, and the paper will be due at the end of the summer. I'm having trouble getting this to pull up what I want it to pull up. I want to pull up the PDF, but I guess I'll just pull up the Word file. But you're going to need to select, before you do anything else, you're going to need to select a research question. Now, this class is non-experimental. So all of these questions are designed for you to be able to do a correlation. And that's what it says in the directions here. It says each research question below is designed for a non-experimental research project. Students should measure 2 naturally occurring variables and examine whether the variables are associated using correlations such as Pearson's R when the measurement level and statistical assumptions are appropriate. In the past, I've given free rein and let people do whatever they want to with this particular assignment, and it has ended up being more difficult than it should. So for the summer, I've narrowed things down and given you 7 topics that you can choose from, and then underneath those topics, there are research questions that are already formulated to fit the parameters of the class. Now, are you limited to these questions? No. If you see a question that you like and you want to do a variation of this, please email me. So let's look at the different things here, and let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So the topics, we have sleep, stress, daily functioning, technology use and well-being, academic behaviors and student success, mental health, coping and emotional well-being, social relationships and communication, health behaviors and lifestyle habits, and infidelity, trust, and relationship behavior. So pick a topic out of that appeals to you, and then look at the example questions underneath it. I'm going to look at the sleep one because that's generally an area that I enjoy learning about more than the others. So the first question on here is sleep quality associated with perceived stress among college students? So basically what we're looking at in that particular question is there association between the quality of your sleep and the stress felt by college students? You could change that. You could change the college student part to adults or to teenagers. I don't care. But before you do that, you do need to reach out to me and let me know. We haven't gotten into sampling yet or talking about where our population is going to come from. So that part's not really as essential right now as it might seem to be. You can also come up with something else other than these 4 or 5 questions, but I really need to know what your question is going to be before you move into the next part of the assignment. So these questions can be found right here, topics and research questions. You just click on that and it's going to bring a PDF up. Just open the PDF, look through the questions, find the one that you want. If it's not exactly the way you want to do it, reach out to me before you move on to the next part of the assignment. The next part asks you to download you have your research, your discussion question, number 1 right here. What is your research question? Just click on it. You're going to answer the question here. Introduce yourself, tell me your topic of interest, and then tell me your preliminary research question. And again, they are right there. You can download them again there if you need to, whatever. The only time you need to email me is if you want to change the question or if you want to pose a question that's not on my list. Okay? You don't have to email me if you're just going to pick a question from there. You also have, there's your learning check, so you're going to go in and do that. And then you have weekly assignment number 1. Now, this is an 8-week class, so I've had to take all of the assignments that you normally do in a 16-week class and cram them into 8 weeks. So it makes for a little bit more work than you would normally have. So under the weekly assignment, you got some instructions here. You don't have to do anything with these instructions except read them. It says at the top that we've gone over non-experimental research, sources of information in APA style. You were charged with finding a research question. Read the directions here and then answer the questions based on the material that you have in Canvas. So you need to download the template. And that template is going to be right here. Basically, what you're doing during week 1 is you are coming up with a research question and you are doing a very basic, very preliminary literature review. As part of your paper, you're going to write an introduction. That's the first part of the paper. And the introduction is the literature review. It ends with your research question and your proposed hypothesis. Obviously, we haven't gotten there yet. What you need to do this week is pick your research question, go into your template, and then what topic and research question have you selected? You're going to double click on that and you're going to type your answer right there. Okay. So let's go with the first one, just so I can give you an example. The first question on our list was, is sleep quality associated with perceived stress among college students? So I'm going to put that right here. Now, if you notice, I just copied and pasted it, and look what happened to it. It messed up my formatting. So instead of doing that, what I would suggest you do is just type it. So my question was, move this over to my other screen. Is sleep quality associated with perceived stress among college students? That's all you have to do for the first part. Okay. Now I'm going to undo this because I'm saving my template for later. Actually, I'm going to do this. Sorry, taking too long here. I'm going to actually put that there and then type your answer here. Now, once you have your question, you're going to need to do a mini literature review. in the template here, I've put your instructions. It says conduct a literature review using the UHCL library and the database found at, and there's the link. So you can follow that link. And it's going to open up your UHCL portal. You're going to go to Clear Lake like you normally would. You're going to log in. I'm already logged in to UHCL, so it's not asking me to log in here. But you're going to go to Databases, A to Z. And you're going to stay in A, and you're going to scroll down until you find APA Psych Info. Or you could use APA Psych Articles. Either one of those would be fine. Now, what you're going to do, back over here in the instructions, navigate to Databases A to Z, scroll down to Psych Info, conduct a literature search looking for at least 5 peer-reviewed articles related to your research question. Download the PDF articles and save them for later use. Okay? Now, under the second component here, I need to make this bold for you. For each article, write a short summary of the journal article itself. Use the information below to correctly format your summary of each journal article. 5 articles is the minimum. More than 5 articles is better. I would suggest you have 10 for a good preliminary literature review. I only need 5, though, for this assignment. When you get to your final paper, 10 would be better. Okay? I'm going to actually change this for your final research proposal paper. Now, you're going to repeat this section here for each article. So see, I have journal article number 1, and I have an example for you. So you are going to go in and you are going to replace this information with the information that you have found from your journal from your articles. Man, I kind of went crazy with that. I did put 10 in here so that you could use this for your final paper as well. But again, you're only required to do for this week 5. Now, this is number 1, journal article number 1. This is an example. Replace with your article information. First thing you're going to do is you're going to write an APA citation. Okay? Then you're going to summarize the article. Tell me what they did, what they found, and how the article will help you write your literature review. So your next task is now to find some articles. So my research question that I chose for this example was the one about sleep and perceived stress among college students. So we're going to put sleep and stress and college students. Now, some filters that you might want to do. I would put full text, okay, and I would click peer reviewed. That just keeps you from finding stuff that you don't really want to find and have to weed through. Now, here we go. I found one right here that I'm going to use as an example. So, sleep difficulties and psychological distress among college students during COVID-19 campus red alert. Access options underneath here, I can get a PDF or an online. I'm going to go for a PDF because I told you to download them because it would be useful to have them later. So there's my article right there. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to download it. And save it somewhere on your computer. Doesn't matter to me because it's all for you. Now you're going to have to come up with your summary, and then you're going to have to come up with the APA citation. Now, that's where your APA manual, the book, the style guide that you were required to have for the class, that's where that will come in handy. So you're going to go in here and you're going to write journal article number 1. You can delete this. This is an example, blah, blah, blah. You can get rid of that, all right? And the first thing you're going to do is make a citation for it. I wish there was a way that I could record both of these screens at the same time, but I can't. Maybe I could do this. There we go. It's lagging a bit. All right. So journal article number 1, citation. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my authors. I'm lucky. The one I picked only has one author, so I would write her last name, Samuolis, Samolis, J, period. And there's a space. This is 2025. Then I'm going to put the title of the article. Remember, the title is written in sentence form, so the first word is capitalized, and only other words that would come after a punctuation mark. I don't have any other punctuation marks. And actually, this one is written perfect right here. So I would say sleep difficulties and psychological distress among college students during a COVID-19 campus red alert. And I'm going to end it with a period and then put a space. Then you write the title of the journal. The journal is going to be capitalized, like you see here. All the words are capitalized, and it's going to be in italics. This one is the Journal of American College Health. Follow it with a comma. Then you're going to put your volume number, which this one is number 1, volume number 1. So I'm going to put a 1. Then undo your italics and open your parentheses here, and you're going to put the issue. Oh, I'm sorry. This is volume 73, issue number 1. I messed up. So this should be volume 73, issue number 1, comma, and then your page numbers. This is page 18 through 22, and I'm going to end with a period. Then it says DOI. The DOI is right here on this particular article. So I can copy that and I can replace this. Make sure you just say copy that, and there you go. That is a correctly formatted APA citation. Then under the summary, I would say whatever they found in this particular article. I'm not really sure what they found. I haven't read it yet. I was just showing you guys how to do it. So when you're finished, I suggest that you save your assignment with your name in it. So it says weekly assignment number 1 template. I would go and say file, save as somewhere on your computer, weekly assignment number 1, and then your name. And then save it. I say that because sometimes I like to print out your assignments and mark on them myself and then scan them back to you. So that's basically what you need to do. So look at your research questions, find one that you like, answer the discussion question, then go in and do your literature review, and then come in and upload weekly assignment number 1 right there, and you will be done. Don't forget, you can reach out to me if you have any questions, and make sure you've got 5 articles. They need to be peer-reviewed journal articles. They need to have a good APA citation. And please email me if you have any questions. If you need to meet during office hours, do that as well. Office hours Wednesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5. Take care. Have a great week.